Hello, everyone, and welcome. It's Roommate back playing some Timeless. And today I have a fresh brew that I have not tested at all. I just built it uh, basically over the past 2 days, and the only deck I've played over the past 2 days has been the Boros Energy deck. But I'm pretty confident that this deck will function like basic will function at its most basic level, so I'm not worried about that. But I want to see a little bit more of a fair scam matchup in that it's playing a Death Shadow and Psychic Frog plus Nethergoyf, and then obviously you have Grief, Reanimate. But this is not focused on just like, oh, I'm gonna scam my opponent. You're only on 2 thought seizes. It's more of a Death Shadow like interact, counter something, maybe a card draw spell, and you got to use a value reanimate on a Grief or a Psychic Frog or a Bowmaster or a Death Shadow. And that's more of the strategy of this deck. And I want to test it because the Boros Energy deck's really good against like Grief, like specific, like, oh, I'm just gonna Grief you 2-3 times and take your 3 best cards. Well, the Boros Energy deck kind of poo-poos on that. And so you're obviously new cards. Psychic Frog, Nethergoyf are both super strong cards. I've played them. They've always impressed me. They're really, really powerful. And Grief, obviously. And we're also playing a Fell the Profane. One MDFC is pretty much free in this deck, as paying 3 life can be relevant. And I think this is better than Exile Target Player's Graveyard. I think having an extra removal spell is probably better. And I think it's better than Agadeem's Awakening, especially outside the Luris deck. Agadeem's Awakening for 5 mana, get back 2 things. It's okay, but I'm testing the Fell the Profane. And sideboard, Spell Pierce is in the sideboard. It's not great against the Boros deck, so having a sideboard option for the Boros decks is pretty important. One Piling Needle is just kind of a catch-all. It's actually decent against the energy decks, but it's also good against a lot of the combo decks. 3 Harbinger of the Seas. This is really interesting tech because it really helps your Titan matchups, while also, you can just get some free wins off jamming a Harbinger. Like turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Psych Frog, turn 3 Harbinger of the Seas. You can't cast any spells. I fetch, Swamp, Watergrave, Island, or something like that. And yeah, it's just kind of like a free wins card. Surgical, Graveyard Interaction, paying 2 life's good with Death Shadow in your deck, so that's pretty solid. Toxic Deluge, might not be the best removal spell or best sweeper to play, but obviously paying life has some synergies with Death Shadow in that this card will never kill, or not never, but paying life with a Death Shadow on the board, it will shrink your Death Shadow, but it won't kill your Death Shadow. So it's kind of like a cool synergy card. And other than Bowmasters, like, your cards scale pretty well. And then Subtlety when you want to, interact with a creature combo deck or like a Titan deck. So, yep, that's the matchup. I'm interesting to see if Nethergoyf works without like artifact or enchantment. Specifically in the deck, but I'm going to take this into some best of 3s and see how my deck building works. Welcome in to match 1. I'm on Dimir Death Shadow. I'm playing against Way. And I'm on the draw against no companion. This hand's close. I really would want a second land, so I will mulligan. Find a much better hand, so this I will keep. I think it's just a Fell the Profane. I don't really need that at the moment. Second Reanimate, not a huge fan of. Now we're in this spot where do I go get the Shockland or do I go get a Undercity Sewers? I think I just go get Undercity Sewers. I want to find action. So, or even land drops. So, I'm just going to find the Undercity Sewers. Yeah, basically, like, anything but a Death Shadow. Which kind of means maybe I shouldn't have gotten the Surveil Land and held the Surveil Land for this. But I do want to hold up a Drown in the Loch next turn. So, is Psychic Frog better than holding up Drown in the Loch? No. And I want to reanimate stuff, so I'm okay milling that. So, I am just going to hold up a Drown in the Loch this turn. I have a triple reanimates. So I'm just going to hold up Drown in the Loch here, and hopefully they get, like, they play fetch land and, like, Oko, and I get to counter it, and then I get to resolve a mana drain. Not an Oko, but still them tapping out. Oh, or reanimate. Fetch shock. Yep. And we are just going to pay 3 life to kill that. Is Bowmaster better than reanimating here? No. Just Psych Frog's pretty good. I could just reanimate Bowmaster too. I actually think that might be worth it. Just discard this, make it a little bigger, and then reanimate the Bowmaster. And then I have 2 pretty potent threats. I think this is like some sort of beans matchup. They're not going to discard any cards. Yep, Fury. If they Fury scam, then yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna discard a card. I think it's Death Shadow, because they're just going to be a Solitude deck. So, resolves instead into a Leyline Binding. Sure. Resolves. That's a swamp. Do I want a Fury or something else? I'm just gonna pass, actually. Because I want a Fury to kill the Fable backside. So, Oko, so I get to counter this. Counter. They don't... There's no free interaction to foil that. That was also a really good draw. So I get a Fury... It's like an endurance. Okay. And play a Psych Frog and pass. They endurance themselves. I will take that. Solitude. Pitch Solitude. Okay. They do get to kill both my things. Hit me for 3. Okay. I have a... That's a good draw. Huh. Excuse me. Yeah. I'm just gonna go like this, put that on top. If they attack with the reflections, I'm just gonna trade it off. This basically only gets punished from them drawing Oko. Oko's the only card that this doesn't favorably interact with. Yep, doesn't look like they have anything, so... Oh my goodness. Why did that cancel? No. Yeah. I don't know why that canceled my block. Guess I was just clicking too fast. And I draw up the beanstalk. Sure. Resolves. Yeah, I'll ping the reflections. They're on blocking duty. That's fine. They want to trade? Nope. Okay, pass. Oko, we're just... Oh. Wait. Oh, because their graveyard's so low. Yeah. Oops. That is a downside of drawing the lock. If they get rid of their own graveyard. Oh, they make a food. I want to keep this in play because it's fatal pushing the reflection. I want it to be live. What do I want to draw? It's like Grief, Necrogoyf, Brainstorm. Brainstorm's a good draw. Even a Collective Brutality's fine. They're debating if they want to attack. They don't want to attack. So we're gonna fetch. Get a swamp. Fatal push. Attack. And pass. This is only 4 cards in their graveyard. They drew like a Fury. They're elking my Bowmaster. What did they draw? Doesn't look like anything. Oh, they drew a Solitude. Yeah, I can't beat that. Yeah, that not killing that Fable meant I couldn't counter the Oko, and yep. So, sideboard, Spell Pierces, Harbingers, and Pithing Needles. This is not a Fatal Push matchup. I don't even really like Thoughtseize or Reanimate or Collective Brutality. I guess Thoughtseize is better than Reanimate. Yeah, I'll play like this. I haven't seen many beans decks on the ladder. And obviously, like, the Solitude Bean deck is normally a bad matchup when you're playing Death Shadow. This hand, turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Cycle Troll. Sure. So, pay 2 life, Thoughtseize. Oh, they are on Deathrite Shaman. That's a ramp spell. It's either Solitude or Fable as the cards I take. Solitude's obviously really good against my 2 Death Shadows. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the Solitude. And then next turn I can just Pithing Needle, like cycle the Troll, and then just play a Pithing Needle on this Deathrite Shaman. And then basically be live for playing Death Shadows. Yep. Do I still? Yeah, I still cycle the Troll. Just get out the Water Grave. Pay 2 life. Name Deathrite Shaman. Done. Okay. So, I'm pretty happy where I am. I took a Solitude. I know they have a Fable and a Fury in hand, but I also have a Bowmaster. They're... Oh, that was a fantastic draw. Obviously, you know, having to play like this stinks against if I draw my own Harbinger of the Seas, needing to fetch myself basically. But like, I'm totally happy if they pitch cast a Fury to kill my 1 Death Shadow, and I will absolutely Spell Pierce a Fable here. Yep, Spell Pierce. Does look like they're pitch casting a Fury. Yep, with another Fury. I will take that. It's a nice 2-for-1. See if they attack for 1. They do. Cool. Play a fetch. Play a Death Shadow. Yep. This is an Omnath. It might be an Omnath here. Yep, it's an Omnath. So I am going to kill the Deathrite Shaman. My turn. Brainstorm. Like the Brainstorm. Perfect. Buy 2 lands. Play a Psych Frog. Attack. And if they block... they don't block. Do I still fetch Shock here? Yeah, I'm gonna fetch Shock anyway, so... if I'm going to do that, I'm gonna hit them for 6. And pass. This honestly puts me in a pretty decent spot if they have to Solitude just the Death Shadow. I'll still have a Psychic Frog to draw some cards. The One Ring. Yep. Ping on there. Into a Fable. Sure. This is on combat damage. Yep. My turn. Reanimate. There is a Fury and a Solitude. I kind of like just stealing their Fury, killing their Omnath. There's no point in attacking. They're on basically Supreme Verdict or Bust. And now Orcish, or I guess another ring could time walk for them. They discarded a card. Yeah, I'm just gonna hit face. Because if they tap the ring, I wanna burn them out. And this Goblin Shaman is pretty meaningless. Sure, Leyline Binding. Bowmaster, sure. So you gotta draw some cards. I mean, they're still in a tough spot. Another Fable does not do it. My turn. Yeah, go to combat. So they have to block Death Shadow, and my attack with Fury and Orc Army, they have to block one, so this is a free attack all. They have to block Death Shadow and Fury, and I can deal 6 damage. I will deal 6 damage. What do I draw? A Grief? I will grief them. And let's see. Endurance Nissa. I mean, endurance doesn't really matter, and Nissa can like find them a solitude, so just leave them with the endurance. I'm glad I trimmed on reanimates if they're siding in a bunch of graveyard hate. Or sided out some reanimates if they're siding in a bunch of graveyard hate. Yeah, I'm not like full on scam, so Omnath. Yeah. Gain some life. I don't think they have any way to trigger this to deal me damage, so pass. My turn. Give this flying. If I attack all out and they solitude, they are not dead on board. Because they get a block gain 4. They're gaining 4 more life with the Omnath. I still attack all out, make them have these cards. So they go to down to 4, up to 8. Okay. It doesn't look like they have a solitude. They need to block Death Shadow, Fury, Orc Army, and Grief. Because they can't go to 5 because then they just die to their own 1 ring. They have a Leyline Binding. Get rid of the Grief. And yeah, they have to get rid of the Grief. Well, I guess they could get rid of Fury or Death Shadow instead. And then get rid of the orc army. That leaves them dead. Because they can't block the grief. So they take 6. Yep. Okay, we were able to get there. Do I want subtleties? Kinda. That might be better than the thought seizes. Yeah. We'll try like that. Just in case they have a ley line of sanctity. Yeah, keep. So turn 1 water grave. Turn 2 I have a brainstorm, verdant, or yeah, so that's fine. I'm like totally fine with them doing that against this hand. Like obviously it's annoying against Bowmaster, but my turn. Oh, this is really, really good. No, why didn't I do it then? I don't know, but I wanted all these cards, so that's fine. Pass. Maybe that's why, because I knew I wanted a bunch of cards. Pass. Did they really keep a Leyline of Sanctity only hand? Getting a Swamp and Bowmaster. Ping myself. Like, yeah, they have pitch cast elementals, which makes this Harbinger a little bit worse. I'm just gonna brainstorm. Fetch. Death Shadow. I don't think I'm on Harbinger, actually. As weird as that sounds, like, my hand's just really, really good. Though, it doesn't hurt to draw it, still. Yeah. I'm not gonna tap out, but I will play a 1/1 Death Shadow, right? Yeah, 1/1 Death Shadow. So I have a Flash and a Bowmaster, so I can even grow it. They found a fetch. Do they fetch a basic? That's the question. No. Yeah. Easy Spell Pierce. Pass. Bowmaster. Ping myself. And they kept a anti-scam hand, and I'm not all in on scam. So that's match 1. Welcome to round 2 against Xyladarin. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this hand on the draw. It's not like an amazing hand, but it's still pretty good. Swamp. Thoughtseize. Sure. I do get a... They're probably gonna take a Thoughtseize, actually. And I will grief them. Yep. I like to draw Reanimate. Yeah, I am gonna grief because I have this Brainstorm. Just gonna grief. Don't want to get like Sorined or something like that. Grief Demonic Tutor 1 ring. I think it's just Demonic Tutor. And then they're on like Dark Ritual. Oh, that's a good draw. I mean, they did draw a land. Did they top deck a Bowmaster? Is this last card a Bowmaster? I hope not. Like, okay, it was not. Swamp. Yeah, I think that's right. Excuse me. Just gonna... Yeah, I want to find action. Like reanimate. Not a swamp. Definitely want to find that. Bowmaster. That's fine. Pay 2 life. Play Psych Frog. It's a pretty decent spot. Troll. Sure. So they're going to play the ring, which I'm not terrified of because I did find this Bowmaster. It does stop me from drawing a card off Psych Frog. Are they gonna grief me? No. My turn. Ooh, Necroglyph. That's a cool one. No attacks. It's a big Necroglyph too. Okay, flash in my Bowmaster. They found their own. Okay. I might just lose to the One Ring then. Surprised they've never griefed. Their own Necroglyph. It's small though. Yeah, I'm just gonna Swamp Cycle. I like Fatal Push here. Lets me start drawing some cards. Exile. 1, 2, 3. Give it flying. Attack. Another Bowmaster. Sure. In my 1/1. You got it. Do I want to deal extra damage? The only 4-drop I would want to draw is Grief. Yeah, I'll hit them for 6. Fatal Push. Sure. Is this a Shieldred? No. Okay. Grief me. Sure. Going to Fatal Push your Bowmaster. He not dead after all. Sure. Take 1. If they attack, then I not in a horrible spot. They're reanimating my bowmaster. Yeah. Let's see. Go to 3. Grief. I mean, 1, 2, 3. Attack. Discard a grief. Attack for 3. Okay. They just killed themselves with the ring. Sure. I'll take it. Pithing needle is good. Surgical is fine. Solitude's pretty good. Spell Pierce is also decent. Not a collective brutality. Yep, collective brutality. Definitely not thought seizing. Not really in the reanimate or fatal push camp. Troll is also a liability because I don't have good answers to it and I don't want to exile my own troll. So I kind of like this. So my opening hand, Goyf, Surgical, Fatal Push. So this is just a 2/3 Goyf with 2. I don't want to mulligan against the scam deck. But the second Surgical kind of stinks. Sure, I'll keep. Second Surgical does mean that they can't grief scam, like they can't grief reanimate it. I will get to get rid of it. Dark Ritual is just turn 1 Necro. Thoughtseize. Sure. Fatal Push. Bowmaster. Sure. Do I exile their Dark Rituals? Honestly, as weird as that sounds, they could be on a low land hand. So they're just solely on this Bowmaster plan. And yeah, they're just mono black. Grief scam, sure. Luckily, this Necrogoyf is going to be a 2/3. Necrogoyf, so it can block the Bowmasters. And they can't turbo anything out here, so I don't have to worry about a ring coming down. Yeah, no blocks. I know I'm going to draw the card Brainstorm here. Oh, I didn't. I'm just going to hide this Polluted Delta. I basically stonewalled them. So, my turn. Attack. Do they want to trade? They do not. Well, I'm going to play a Death Shadow. Pass. I have a counterspell for a ring. They don't have a ring. Sure. Yeah, we're gonna just make sure we get in that damage. Oops, all Bowmasters. Sure. Are they gonna try and block? No, they're just gonna kill this. Sure. Do I want to hit them for more? No, 4 is enough. Oops. All Death Shadows. Oops, all Death Shadows. I know. They're Oops, all Bowmaster. I'm Oops, all Death Shadows. Yeah, pass. Swamp's not a good drop, but... Huh, if they don't block, they're dead. Because I can... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, that's not math. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's still lethal. They didn't block. Fetch shock. Okay. That is game 2 in the books. 2-0. I'll be back for round 3. Hello. It is round 3, match 3 against Novos. Playing first with my Dimir Death Shadow deck. I'm on the play. I'm a 19 land deck. So this puts me down to 18 lands and a troll. I'm greedy. I hate mulliganing. If I draw 1 land, like, my hand's so good. Fetch. I will play the 1/2 Necroglyph. It's not exactly the land I wanted. Okay. I actually want these cards. Yeah. I think, however, though, if I wasn't going to take... I think it's Psych Frog. As weird as that is, put the Fatal Push on top, Undercity Sewers, bin that, attack for 2. And that's just because, like, maybe it was supposed to be the Psych Frog, but no, this is just show and tell. Sure. So, yes, I cannot tap out, but that's fine. Ugh. Yeah, and have the counterspell. My turn. Grief. Yeah, Grief pitch Psych Frog. It's gonna grow my Necroglyph. Ow, the hand's juiced. But no, I don't have a lethal next turn. Pass is, I think, Sauron's Ransom, because I only have 3. Yeah, I can only put them to 3. So I think I want a Sauron's Ransom and just try and find like an interaction spell, like a Reanimate or another Grief or something like that. So, like, what is this? It's like main deck fail somewhere? Huh. Death Shadow, Drown in the Lock. I don't know how they beat this pile, so... attack for 4. And play my Death Shadow. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I need to fetch. Whoops. Oh, that is how they beat that pile. Oh my god. I'm just total misplays. They find show and tell here? Yeah. I mean, if they found show and tell here, there's nothing I could do either way. Thoughtseize. Just got a Bowmaster. They found the show and tell. Sure. Though still dead. And they are dead because the ring tempted my Nethergoyf. Play bad, win anyways. Okay, so this is show and tell. Goodbye fatal pushes. Goodbye bitter triumphs. Hello spell pierces. Surgical's, yeah, surgical's fine. I want all the hand disruption I can. Fel the Profane is pretty crummy here. Well, it does kill an Atraxa. Yeah, take out a Psych Frog. 2-mana sorcery speed threat is dangerous. Yeah, I'll keep that. I know they're gonna have Veil of Summers, maybe even Leyline of Sanctities, but this is how I have to interact with them. Spell pierces and stuff like that. Yep, keep. Evoke Grief. Brainstorm. Let's see what their hand is. I do want to play a Psychic Frog next turn. That's a really good hand. Yeah, I'm just going to reanimate because I want to play I want to tap out to play Psych Frog next turn. Yeah, it's just Brainstorm. And then pass. Get rid of Grief. Or get rid of Death Shadow. See what this card on top was. Atraxa. If they hid their show and tell 2 from the top, then they hid their show and tell 2 from the top. They did not. Okay. Ooh, that would have been a good mill target. Or reanimate target. Okay. Troll. Discard. I need to end the game, so there's very few things I really want that third land for. But I know I want to get that damage in. Fetch land. Does that turn on Delirium? It does not. I will Surveil. I could have kept that in hand to put lethal on board. That's an option, but even me just top decking something still kind of puts lethal on board, so. What do they have? Spell Pierce. Snap, keep that Spell Pierce. My turn. Attack. So, Collected Brutality. Is this a Veil of Summer? like if they go Veil into Fetch into land Show and Tell, then I lose. If this is not Veil of Summer, then I just win. But if they go Fetch to 1, I mean, they can still Show and Tell plus Veil of Summer. So I'm dead basically to Show and Tell Veil of Summer, no matter what. So, and if they cycle, they need non-pain land for that to kill me. So I am gonna go for this. I think this puts them to the least outs. I think this is a Veil. It is a Veil. So they need a non-pain land and a Show and Tell, and that's their only outs. Oh, Shifting Woodlands. Though I guess that was their other out too, which I was just dead to it. Anyway, though Traxa, they only have one payoff though. I will Spell Pierce this. Do they have more than one payoff? Or are they just dead to grief? And a Bowmaster? We got there! Wow. I mean, obviously this is a good matchup, but wow. Sweet. So, I'm back here for the wrap up with Dimir Death Shadow. So, like I said, I had not played this deck before. When 3-0 6-1. Yeah, I can math. 3-0 6-1. Beat the Beans deck, which honestly is surprising, but I think they over sideboarded, and that's sort of what I like about this. This is a scam deck that's not a scam deck. So I know I've said scam a bajillion times. You can almost make it a drinking game how much I've said that word. But basically this is just a Death Shadow deck that gets to play Grief Reanimate as just good cards in the Death Shadow deck. And as you could see in post-board games, when I didn't really want all the Thoughtseize effects, I could actually trim down on it. So when my opponent kept the Leyline of the Void, Leyline of Sanctity hand against me, I could just play Sight Frogs and Death Shadows and Bowmasters and just play like and Harbingers and Subtleties and just play good cards. So that's kind of why I like the idea of this deck a lot. Is you get some free wins that Grief Reanimate is going to get you, like that last one where, you know, Grief Reanimate really ripped apart my opponent's hand, and they weren't able to top deck the win, or they were able to, but I kept the Spell Pierce in hand. But if I had discarded it, they were dead anyway. So, you know, little column A, little more column B. But yeah, this is just, you're playing good Dimir cards and you're finding ways to win that way. Solron's Ransom, I casted it once, and it won me the game the one time I cast it, even though I basically threw away the 2 cards I got. Oh, but the ring tempting the 4/5 Netherglyph was enough to win. So, and sideboard, I actually liked my sideboard plans. I never saw the subtlety. The Harbinger, I like the idea of it. It didn't really work how I wanted it to, but it could be better as Ashiok. That's an option, but that does make John a lot worse. But yeah, this is a pretty sweet, interesting, interactive, fun tempo deck that can play grief, but isn't reliant on griefing your opponent. So I hope you all liked, and thanks for watching.